Yo, what's good everybody? Welcome to our new video. Today we will talk about the build that I've been using for ever since season 1 actually, since endgames, my endgame build. We're running tier 100 Nightmare Dungeon here, a little showcase. By time this video is on YouTube, you will see 2 more runs I've uploaded, solo runs. I will upload some more of course. I did like 4 or 5 runs for this build, no death runs as well, I think. And it's pretty nice. I basically swapped basic skill for Hammer of the Ancients, that's my generator. I know it may seem weird to many of you, but I'm surprised more Barbarians haven't figured this out, that HotA can be actually Fury Generator, which means more damage, because I know core skill deals much more damage than basic skill. And yeah, RDRs are challenging shout, that's always a main thing for Barb. I'm running CC duration, affixes, and aspects to make challenging shout last longer. Basically last long enough until it's gone from cooldown, so if you have at least one mob alive around you with this little skull above its nameplate, as you can see here, this little vampire, then it means challenging shout is applied to mobs, aka the DR and max HP from the skill itself is applied to too. So you can have like non-stop DR from challenging shout. I do have that on chest piece +4. I don't have it on amulet. I don't have points in it. So basically having a plus defensive on amulet and points in the skill itself, damn, that would be insane. But as you can see, survivability is not an issue. I did some adjustments after this. I'm running Barber Gem with 2.6 seconds, but I like the 2-second one because it makes you proc accelerating and other bonuses, passives more often, which I'm a bigger fan of. But I mean, this is one of the... Yeah, I know I've said it before, but this is one of the most fun builds I've played. Like, this is so goddamn good. And Upheaval will get buffed actually on August 8th, in case you didn't hear or seen in the latest dev stream. So Upheaval will be the Berserk one that I'm using, where you hit 2 or more elites or enemies. I think I was using this one, the Berserk one, yeah. Then they are changing it to, if you're hitting boss, you will get this Berserk active, so that's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. Upheaval alone is not that great, needs some combinations, like some support, but yeah. The attack speed from Rupture is what makes this build so good. I will be using in my all builds Rupture, the attack speed, 30% attack speed for 5 seconds. There's like another accelerating, which is amazing. Also, accelerating aspect does not count towards attack speed cap. Attack speed cap is 100%, but that aspect does not cap. It goes over the cap, so that's awesome. I'm not sure about Rupture, I would have to test that. But it's still a showcase from tier 100 before we dive into this the combo wombo, the aspects and gear. The main focus is to increase max fury. I don't have max fury on any of the items. I should have it on headpiece, but I still haven't really found one. And then I did some adjustments onto the skill tree, but so that I was not running in this footage, which I believe is stronger. And yeah, let's just jump straight into it. Let's go after it, yes? So first things first, we will go after the skills. So basic skill, you don't need that, it's just 2 skills to unlock core skills. Maxed out HotA, Furious, that's why we go Fury. You deal more damage for each Fury you have, the highest Fury you have. Then you get Fury percentage-wise for 5 seconds for each enemy hit by HotA. So if you have a big pack of mobs, you can just proc it once, you get 10 stacks. We get Upheaval for Violent for the Berserk. I used to run Furious, but I really like the Fury of the Berserk. Now this one is useless on single target bosses, but it will get changed on August 8th. They will add the word or if hitting boss. So this will be procced on boss. No need for 2 enemies. And some bosses actually spawn ads, so that's okay. That's alright. Next up we got max HP. Rallying Cry for resource. I would like to put more points in it for resource, but I mean, we don't really struggle with that. Like, the Numbing Wrath aspect, which requires over the cap fury, was procced all the time. Same with Limitless Rage. Iron Skin, we go with 45 here. You're gonna go for heal, but I find this better. Challenging Shout, I put only 1 skill point in it, but having plus from Amulet +3 and then putting skills here again, I mean points in this one, that could be really cracked, but we don't need it. Max HP and Fury, all these buffs, all these bonuses are active non-stop, even the shout is on cooldown. Booming Voice, Raid Leader, Garoliel, very important passive this one. Our Radius is one of the most important defensive, layers, if you will. Not a lot of barbs that pick this. I don't know why. This is single-handedly one of the best, for sure. Now we go passives here. Maybe more points in Pit Fighter wouldn't be that bad. It's pretty good. At the distant DR. No Mercy 1 point. This build has 100% crit chance. I'll show you how. Or nearly 100%. Yeah. Expose vulnerability to keep our enemies non-stop vulnerable. I got 2 charges for Rapture because of one aspect. And cooldown is pretty low, 8 seconds. You could even put points in it. I used to run before. Attack speed, like I described, for 5 seconds, 30%. Lovely. So I would like to, get this one to, like, I think you can get it to 6 seconds. So that you can almost have non-stop attack speed. So we'll see about that. I get +3 from Amulet. Counter-offensive, pretty good damage increase. We got heavy-handed for crit damage because we're using 2 main skills which require 2-handers. HotA and Upheaval. Valop for HotA because we have 200 bludgeoning as HotA. Max Fury here. I didn't run this in the video, so now we should be doing more damage. Furious Impulse. This is our Fury generator combined with Resource Generation on rings. It's amazing. More heal here, Invigorating Fury, and we're going with Walking Arsenal, which is getting buffed from 6 seconds to 8, which is pretty good because sometimes, well, actually no, even now, the uptime on Walking Arsenal with Rupture's cooldown, it's still doable, it's still okay. But as you can see, Rupture's 8-second cooldown, so after the buff, it will be perfect. So these are the skills. Let's go over Paragon board. I will also have all this planner, all this build, I will have it on Diablobuilds right over here, right there. It's got skills, it's got character, it's got everything. I'll show real quick. So those will be the skills, this will be the character with items and aspects, even upgrades, gems, you name it, skills, expertise. We're using 200x expertise, by the way. And here are the Paragons too, which you can take a look. The boards, we're running 6 boards, but more to that later. And you can also adjust some of the configs here, like, World Tier 4, maxed out Altars of Lilith. You will scroll down, you can see the damage being increased. You can do Vulnerable, Elite, and whatnot. Berserking, you can go Bleeding because of Rupture to activate a DR. Yeah. Pretty much all the good stuff. I love this website. Great stuff to test the certain affixes and increases. What's the best? But anyways. First glyph, we go with Exploit. We go with both sides, low requirements, easy to get. Next up, we got Weapon Master with Martial to buff our armor nodes here, but also some of the nodes like Dexterity. It's pretty good for requirements later on. Next board, we got Decimator, beautiful, vulnerable, and armor. We're running Might glyph here to buff magic nodes, which is vulnerable damage and DR from vulnerable. Next up, we got Flawless Technique with Territorial, and we pick this because of close DR, but mainly for crit damage in here. Love these 2 boards, vulnerable crit damage, the main offensive stats. More armor, amazing 200 value. Next up we have a Bonebreaker. This is my favorite, one of the favorite boards. I didn't used to run this one, I don't know why, but we're running Rat here. DR while healthy is amazing, but mainly all this, damage while fortified and healthy, just goes hand in hand with the Barb. And then we are running this one too, just DR while fortified. This is 2, 4, 6, and 8. It's not really that number because of diminishing return, but I love this one. And last one, we got Warbringer. We are not running Fortify in here because we don't need it. Numbing Breath with this build is more than enough because we are overcapping Fury on daily. So obviously the nodes for Max Fury and Max Life, lovely stuff. Here, Max Fury again and Fury on kill. And last glyph is the most important, and the best is Mortal Draw. So here you can see we got crit damage, we got crit chance by 18% every time we swap a weapon. We got 3 different skills, 3 different weapons, Walking Arsenal. This is procced on every skill. So we got crit chance here, we got crit chance from No Mercy 3%, we got the crit chance from gloves, rings, and we got the crit chance from this gem right here. After spending Fury within 2 seconds, your next non-basic skill, which is all our skills, get 38% crit chance. So combine this with gear, you almost 100% crit chance, easy peasy. So you always want your core skills to be more, to cost more Fury than the gem itself. So as you can see, this is 65 Fury, but my skills are 31, 36, 67 Fury. So using these two gives me this buff, very often. And the rotation you want to go with is always like start with Rupture to proc the attack speed, and then go with HotA, Upheaval, HotA, Upheaval, HotA, Upheaval, and then Rupture again. So it's basically like three skills, you know, those three back and forth, and then in between Rupture for the attack speed and proc Walking Arsenal. And we also keybind Rupture to dual wields. You can do it by pressing S keybind, or over the scale, press middle mouse button. So Rupture requires slicing weapons. We have dual wield swords, so dual wields make your skill to go off faster because it's higher attack speed. As you can see, 1.1 attacks per second. This two-hander is 0.9 attacks per second, so Rupture cast is sometimes a bit too long animation on two-hander. But yeah, Upheaval we have our slicing because HotA requires two-handed bludgeoning. You cannot really swap this one. You can, yeah, same thing with Upheaval. You can go with a two-handed weapon, but I mean two-handed bludgeoning. And yeah, so this was the Paragon board. Let's go over gear real quick. We got the headpiece, cooldown reduction, max HP armor, CC duration. All right, so here we go with the CC duration. We have affix here. We have an aspect here, 20% CC. And then we have smiting, which is 60%. So I'm running like 89% CC duration. We could even double this because I got pretty low roll. But it basically makes your taunt, which is a CC, on Challenging Shout last longer. If you go outside of town, actually I will show you real quick. It's not really shown here in the city, but once you go outside, you will see the duration. So you can see this one is 8.1 seconds, right? Normally I believe it's 6 seconds or 5 seconds. So that extra is from this headpiece affix. But if we go out real quick, you can see Challenging Shout change to 14 seconds. So this gives us 6 seconds downtime, basically, right? But with Bold Chieftain, if you have, you know, 6 mobs around you, it gets reduced by 6 seconds. So that leaves us non-stop uptime on Challenging Shout. And we could make this even further, right? Increase it even further with this CC duration. Or even like, you know, have a better roll of Bold Chieftain. But I have leveled to level 100 Barb, and not a single time I have seen Bold Chieftain aspect. Not a single time. That would be really bad if it was not in the codex. Yeah. So we basically don't even need Marshal for the cooldown reduction, right? This one is decreasing each other's shouts by 1.22 seconds if I use Rolling Cry. So we don't even need Marshal, but I like to take it because it buffs the magic notes. But I will probably drop this one if I'm gonna play. My next build will be Double Swing HotA build, so I will probably drop this one and put Ambidextrous in it. Ambidextrous is for one-handers. So yeah, that was the headpiece. We go with rubies in our gear. And we go with Numbing Wrath. It's a 45 generator. Don't even have max roll. Chest piece is total armor, DR close, 45 Challenging Shout. Ideally, you want to mirror this piece with pants. But with pants, you would want to get all DR instead of Challenging Shout. Because Challenging Shout is all DR. So we have Iron Skin aspect. Amazing stuff. They buffed it a lot, so nice DR. Also gives you Unstoppable. So we got 2 Unstoppables. You cannot really go. I tried on only one Unstoppable running Rallying Cry, and I tried Steel Grasp. I used to run that for lower levels, but Iron Skin is just too good for the Unstoppable. Besides the barrier and Fortify and the DR. But these are the pants, you know, armor, close DR, 45 DR, all DR. We go with Disobedience and rubies again. Our gloves are HotA, Upheaval, crit chance, attack speed. No, crit chance would be, I would like to get that like 10% at least, but it is what it is. Weapon Mastery melee for the charge, extra charge. Because with Barber, some of the lucky hits don't work, especially this one. If the aspect says damaging an enemy with something, those don't work with Barber. So that's why I like to run 2-second Barber, which is the lowest amount time. So you can proc some of these passes more often, if you will. Also accelerating. Our boots is Exploiter. Love this aspect. We got movement speed. 45 generation is one of my favorite on boots. I really like that one. That's why our generation is pretty high. Combined with Bone Breaker Paragon board, sweet. Fury Cost reduction. You don't really want to go over the Fury Cost reduction because you don't want these skills to fall below the gem, as I already described. Right, and willpower to meet the requirements on Paragon board. I need 630 willpower, so I pretty much got that. It also increases resource generation, so it's very good stat for Barb. Our weapons now, we have 200 mace, 814. I was extremely lucky Most of these items are just dropped. I was extremely lucky with weapons early on in the season, like super lucky. It's crazy. It's supposed to drop. My other weapon was a drop. So since the start of the game, I basically did not swap these. As you can see, I got this one at level 72. So Limitless Rage, 200 aspect. Strength, all stats, vulnerable, crit strike. I believe those are the top-notch affixes you can get. You could maybe get like core skill or close enemies instead of strength if you want that. Another 200. I'm using X because I like the damage to health the enemies implicit. It goes well with Barber, right? You want to basically front load the damage with Barber, so that's what I like to run. But you could go with Sword too. In hard armor dungeons, it doesn't really matter that much. But this was a drop at level 80, or like, well, maybe above that, because that's the cap for ancestral items. But yeah, this was also a drop, 819, crazy. I believe I got it from Shadows, so shout out to my guy. Great damage, vulnerable, core skill. I'm missing all stats instead of poison enemies. I'm missing that a lot, but it is what it is. Accelerating, my favorite aspect. It doesn't count towards attack speed cap, so love that one. Still need better, higher perfect roll. Dual wield we have with Hammer of the Ancients, Quake, HotA. A perfect stat stick, strength all stats, core skill vulnerable. I would like to get crit damage instead of core skill, but it is what it is. My other sword is better. Oh, this is like perfect one. We go with Edge Master on this one. And we go with the green gems because it gives us crit damage to vulnerable enemies. And our enemies are almost non-stop. Actually, non-stop vulnerable. We go with rings. This is like, I really prefer max HP. So basically, I've double, like these rings are the same, right? Crit chance, resource, max HP, vulnerable. Vulnerable is capped, like this ring is perfection. Here, I could increase that crit chance, is a very low roll. It is what it is though. So we go with Bolt Chieftain, we go with Echoing Fury. This is our second generator. And also Mortal Draw is our generator because Mortal Draw gives us Fury on crit. Sorry, it's Wrath. Wrath gives us Fury on crit right here. And we crit non-stop. So we get Fury here. We get Fury from Weapon Swap from the skill here. And we get Fury from the Shout. So we increase it with HotA here. In more Fury for 5 seconds. And then Rallying Cry, Resource Generation from Rings and Willpower. Yeah, it's pretty cracked. So having HP on the rings, I would probably switch this HP with Max Fury. I believe I have that headpiece in my bank, so I will get that one for sure. So there will be also a lot of damage increase because Max Fury is base for this one. And the gems I'm rocking with here is the Barber 2-second one. The one you saw in the video was 2.6 seconds and with 14%. This is level 5 gem. That's why the armor is high. So yes, the Malignant Hearts can go up to level 5. Here we have the, I really like this one too. One of my favorites. You get basically 20% DR, which is crazy. And all the damage suppressed gets, explodes. Gets amplified by 250% and explodes, dealing fire damage. And as you can see, we got 3 skills from defensive side. So this is just, that's perfect. It's perfect. And then Amulet, we go with the crit chance. Counter offensive, DR for bleeding. I would want to get... I don't know how many our enemies are bleeding, but I would like to get maybe something else, like plus damage maybe? Or actually, I've been thinking about what affix for chest and amulet, if it will be possible, if we will survive with that, but it would basically be damage when you swap weapons, right? Because those can roll up to 50%, so you can almost have a full mortal draw glyph on 2 items here. So it will be like almost 100% more damage on weapons that swap. So I will try to get that and we'll see how it goes. That's pretty interesting. But this one is pretty perfect. This amulet. I love this one. It's also a drop, I believe. I haven't bought anything from Discord. It was all a drop. So Consumables, we are rocking like attack speed would be amazing if you can get that. Like the highest one is 20%, I believe. That would be like probably the best. But it's the regular, armor one. Armor potions, I don't have those anymore, but it's Iron Barb elixirs. The one from a Helltide drops with 900 armor. Craftable is only 500. I also like this one. I want to see how is this resourcefulness. Gives you more resource, right? More damage. And I believe that is it. So once again, the planner will be on Diablobuilds. It will be in the pinned comment section. If you have any questions, ask away. Hit me up on Discord, on YouTube, on Twitch. I stream every day. Catch me there. But thank you all for watching. Check out my other videos, Tier 100 Nightmare, solo runs. And if you like this, Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll talk to you until next one. Have a good one and peace.